You should understand and be able to react to all traffic signs and road markings. You must act correctly at traffic lights and check the roads clear before proceeding when the green light shows. Obey signs given by the police, traffic wardens, school crossing patrols, and look out for signals given by other road users, including people in charge of animals. Faults in this area are, for example, missing speed limit signs or other traffic signs that are misunderstood, such as traffic priority signs or stop signs. Failing to spot signs is usually because you're looking a few meters in front of the bike instead of planning ahead. Faults in this area tend to be a highway code issue. They can also be a result of poor forward planning. Main road markings that will affect you are usually stop lines, designated lanes with arrows. Typically any faults here are usually serious faults. Usually faults in this area are jumping lights, trying to stop for an amber light when you should have carried on, not proceeding after you cross the line but the lights have changed from green. Nearly always a fault here is a serious fault, down to basic lack of knowledge of the highway code usually. Very rare to get a fault here. Most people seem to react well to traffic controllers. Common area for people to fail their test. For example, maybe meeting oncoming traffic where there are parked cars. You have to remember that even if other people drive badly or make mistakes, it's still the motorcyclist who comes off worse in a collision. So how you deal with other road users has a big impact on how safe you are. You need to make safe, reasonable progress along the road, bearing in mind the road, traffic and weather conditions, as well as the road signs and speed limits. Make sure you can stop safely and well within distance you can see to be clear. Don't speed on your test, especially not in busy built-up areas. Always keep a safe distance between yourself and other vehicles. Remember, on wet or slippery roads it takes much longer to stop. When you stop in a queue of traffic, leave enough space for yourself to pull out if the vehicle in front has problems. Remember, only a full brake's a 2-second rule, and when a pause, make it 4. In order to pass your test, you must show that you can ride at a realistic speed, appropriate to the road and traffic conditions. You should be able to choose the correct speed for the type of road, the density of traffic, the weather, the visibility, and approach all hazards at a safe speed without being overcautious or interfering with the progress of other traffic. It's divided into appropriate speed and undue hesitation. Undue hesitation is usually the most common one. Bear in mind this is just a normal riding fault, but if you pull out in front of a car, that'll be a serious fault. Junctions include major roads to minor roads to major roads, mini roundabouts, box junctions. Being able to understand how to deal with a junction is fundamental to being safe on the road. You should be able to judge the correct speed of approach so that you can enter the junction safely and stop if necessary. Position correctly, use the correct lane. If you're turning right, keep near the centre of the road as it's safe. Avoid cutting a corner. If you're turning left, keep over to the left, don't swing out. Watch out for cyclists and motorcyclists coming up on the left. Pedestrians you're crossing. You must take effective rear observation before moving into the junction. Make sure it's safe to do so before proceeding. It's broken down into 5 areas: approach, speed, observation, turning right, turning left and cutting corners. This can be divided into 2 faults: too fast and too slow. People who approach junctions too slowly are generally having issues with using the brakes correctly. People who approach too quickly are having issues with forward planning. You want a good approach speed that doesn't impede the flow of traffic, and at the same time it gives you a good opportunity to make adequate observations. This fault can be broken down into 2 main areas: missing lifesavers and failing to spot things. If you miss one of these, you'll normally get a riding fault, but if there was something to see, perhaps a vehicle, and you didn't look, then it will be a serious fault. Usually an approach speed that's too fast contributes to this. Approach, observation and cutting corners cover all the usual faults. However, for example, if you turn from a major road into a minor road from the middle of the lane, it's possible the fault will be marked here. And similar to turning right, again, approach, observation and cutting corners covers most of the faults. Cutting corners is a bad habit, brought on normally by either poor slow control, slipping the clutch or trying to take the turn too fast. Only overtake when it's safe to do so. Allow enough room when you're overtaking another vehicle. Cyclists, motorcyclists need as much space as other vehicles. Don't cut on too quickly after overtaking. Take care of them with the road restrictor when the road narrows. If there's obstruction on your side, not enough room for 2 vehicles to pass safely, be prepared to wait, let the approaching vehicles through. When you turn right across the path of an approaching vehicle, make sure you can do so safely. Other vehicles should not have to stop, slow down or swerve to allow you to complete your manoeuvre. Any overtakes you make must be safe and legal. The examiner will pay close attention to any overtakes you make. Usually a situation where parked vehicles have narrowed the road down to 1 lane and there's oncoming traffic, or where there's a priority sign of width restriction, or any situation there's a 50-50 decision when you have to deal with other traffic. Good forward planning will help you make better decisions, and do not flash out or gesticulate to other road users as this contravenes the highway code. Crossing traffic with or without the aid of traffic lights or road markings has big safety issues for motorcyclists. Missed observations, wrong choice of speed or gear will usually be marked as serious. Position your machine correctly, normally in the centre of the lane. Keep clear of parked vehicles and position correctly for the direction you intend to take. If lanes are marked, keep to the middle of the lane and avoid straddling the lane markings. Don't change lanes unnecessarily. During normal riding, you should ride in a dominant position, for example more or less in the middle of the lane, allowing for the road service, parked vehicles and oncoming traffic. Riding too far to the left or right when conditions are clear will get you a riding fault. However, for example, not moving to the left when dealing with oncoming traffic that may encroach in your lane will be viewed more seriously. Typical faults here include going straight ahead from a lane marked for turning left or turning right. Easiest place this can happen is roundabouts. Allow plenty of room to pass stationary vehicles. Be prepared to slow down or stop. A child may run out or a vehicle may pull out without warning. Keep a safe distance from builder skips or other large obstructions. You may not be able to see pedestrians or workers close to the obstruction. You need to be able to recognise different types of pedestrian crossing and show courtesy and consideration to pedestrians. At all crossings, slow down and stop if there is anyone on the crossing or intending to cross. Faults in this area are usually serious. Choose a safe, legal and convenient place to stop close to the edge of the road where you won't cause obstruction or create a hazard. Don't pull up, for example, within 10 metres of a junction or on zigzag lines at a pedestrian crossing, on the brow of a hill or in the middle of a sharp bend. You must be aware of other road users at all times. Think and plan ahead. Take care around pedestrians, cyclists, motorcyclists and horse riders. Plan ahead instead of reacting at the last moment. Your riding will be assessed in your awareness of various hazards, including the road service, moving vehicles, stationary vehicles and pedestrians. To avoid faults, look as far ahead as you can see, anticipate, keep your eyes up, ask what if, and think what can reasonably be expected to happen in the next 10 seconds.